Welcome to the Kent Lapp Podcast.
You've also had COVID.
Yeah, man. Wow.
When was that? How'd you get it? How was that?
That was awful. It was a month ago, probably, maybe 4.5 weeks now.
Okay.
Yeah, it was terrible. Started feeling bad on a Monday morning. And, Sunday night, I didn't finish my supper. And that's only happened like never in my life, you know? And so it's like something, looking back, it's like, oh, wow, that's probably what it was. You know?
Okay.
Because I've just always cleaned your plate, right?
Yep.
And anyone else's. And so I went to bed that night, woke up the next morning, didn't feel great, but I didn't have a fever or anything like that. Go throughout my day and had an elders meeting that morning.
Monday morning?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
As close as we are here.
You were there?
Mm-hmm.
Were you wearing a mask or no?
No.
Okay. Did they all get it?
No, none of them.
None of them?
Mm-mm.
How many elders?
There were 5 of us, I think, in the room that day.
In a room inside around a table?
No table, just
Sitting in chairs like in a
chairs.
circle?
Yeah.
So, like shaking hands or?
Oh, yeah, hugging, yeah.
And they did not, none of them got it?
None of them got it, yeah.
That does not make sense.
Yeah.
That surprises me.
Yeah, so that afternoon I started having a fever and real low grade. We have a 3-story house if you count the basement. And so in the basement, I basically, we've got Netflix down there. So I just told Jill, we've got a fever, keep everybody upstairs. We don't have a return vent down there, so it only blows air. It doesn't recirculate it, which I thought, if it does, if it could spread, it would be less likely to spread that way.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And so I just stayed down there for 10 days. I went outside maybe 2 or 3 times when the kids were gone to school and Jill was at work and walked around for maybe, 4 or 5 minutes and came back in, was chugging Pedialyte, man, like a fish drinks water. I was so much Pedialyte.
What is that?
It's just like electrolyte heavy drink for toddlers, for children. It's when children have like a upset stomach and they get dehydrated.
Mm-hmm.
It's a electrolyte loaded resource for them to replenish their liquids.
Were you doing that because you were dehydrated, or you were doing that because that would be good for COVID?
I was doing that because I figured it was good to be hydrated.
I see.
When you're sick, increasing your fluids is good. It's one of the first things you do usually when you go to the hospital for something is they get an IV drip going.
Yep.
And so I just started, drinking a lot of Pedialyte, a lot of water, and never coughed really. Didn't have any stomach problems. I lost 12 pounds in 10 days, which was probably most water, maybe. But it was 101.5 fever for 10 days without a break.
Ooh.
And in the middle of that, like day 4 maybe, and to 6, 2.5 days, it was up to close to 105. And it depends on if my thermometer was right. If my thermometer was right, then it was up to 104 plus. But we take my kids' temps in the morning for them to go to school every morning. And there's constantly, it's 97 point something. So it makes me think it's probably reads lower.
I see.
Maybe,
Yep.
And so regardless, it was 103 to 105 for 2.5 days without a break. Intense, not necessarily a headache, but intense like ache right around the bridge of the nose into the eyes, as if my eyes were swollen and it hurt to move my eyes left or right. And just tired. I don't remember a lot from that time, but after my fever broke, anytime it, towards the end, it would kind of go up, down, up, down, up, down, and like the last day. And so anytime it would come down to like less than 101, I would feel amazing, even though it was still a temp.
Sure.
It was just a break because I had it for 10 days. But then day 10 to 16 or 17, my oxygen level was really low. like 93.
How do you know? What were you
I had one of those, I forget what you call
prick
it.
the finger? And
No, it's like they put that little clip on your finger. It turns red. It reads your oxygen levels.
Yeah. Okay.
And I believe you're put on a respirator at like 92.
Okay.
But I just remember just like not being able to take a deep breath. We'd walk outside, my wife and I, and because Metro had called me and said, "Hey, you're free to go around. Like you're no longer contagious. You don't have COVID anymore." I was like, "Oh, cool." So I'm going to go for a walk, and got really tired. And my oxygen was really bad for a few days. Couldn't catch my breath. But never did I think that I was in trouble. I just felt like it was like a bad flu, maybe a flu times 2 or 3. But again, no cough, no stomach issues. I did lose my sense of smell.
Okay, that's I heard that from some friends too.
Yeah, which is no big deal, If you're going to lose a sense, that's probably one of the best sense to lose. But it was neat even getting here. That's why I asked you if there was a brewery, because I could smell the hops, and it's like I'm learning to trust my nose again.
Oh wow!
That's why I was asking for a clarification on that, because I think, but
I
can't trust my nose right now.
Absolutely. Yep. What did your oxygen level get down to?
93. Yeah.
Okay. And what's the? Is it just 93? Is it 93 out of 100? Like what's the? I don't know anything about. It's 93 out of 100.
You want your oxygen level.
Okay. And does that mean you have 100% oxygen or no? Is that just a way to?
I believe it's like the oxygen in the bloodstream
is 100, whatever that is. If it's optimal, so like right now, most likely yours and mine is 100.
Could be, but probably 97, 98.
Okay,
maybe 99.
Okay, and yours got down to
93.
93. And when do they put you on the ventilator?
I believe it's around 91, 92, something like that.
Ooh, that's pretty early.
Yeah.
Do you think they are still doing that? Because my understanding is they're a lot more hesitant to put people on the ventilator than they were back in March.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. But I was thinking like if your oxygen got to like 60.
That's what I would have thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, like you'd probably be dead at that point.
Wow. Okay.
It's like you wouldn't be able to breathe.
I see.
But it's the amount, I believe it's the amount of oxygen through your breathing that actually gets to your bloodstream.
I see.
Okay.
Yep.
And so it's a upper respiratory virus, COVID is, and it prohibits the lungs from functioning properly. The bronchioli, I think.
Okay.
They get filled with fluid, so they can't disperse the oxygen into the bloodstream as easily. I don't really know what I'm talking about. Just when you're in a basement for 10 days and you have this disease or this virus, you do a lot of Googling. So.
Yeah, I believe that. It doesn't sound fun at all, honestly.
Yeah.
Did you go out and buy the thing that you clip on your finger to check the blood or check the oxygen level in your blood? Or did you have that already?
I had a good friend at our church that brought me a care package of some good baseball DVDs, childhood movies, Angels in the Outfield, Rookie of the Year, Field of Dreams, and some kombucha.
Heck yeah.
Some soup and that device for my finger.
I see.
And some double bubble gum.
Okay. Yeah.
So he said it makes everything feel better. So
what'd you think of the kombucha? Or did you already drink
it? First time I ever had kombucha. And
really?
Yeah. And he said it's supposed to be good for you. And
good for you or good for COVID? Both, maybe.
Maybe both.
Okay.
Yeah. And they also gave me a strange vitamin supplement that's supposed to be good for COVID. I can't remember the name of it. It's a herb of some sort of complex supplement, and it kept me up all night, so I couldn't. It's really expensive though.
Okay.
And I tried it, but it just did not help me sleep at all. But I didn't know if it was that or something else. But,
yeah.
And I take about 25 supplements every day.
Okay.
And through COVID, I just stopped. I couldn't put anything in other than Pedialyte. Because
you had no appetite or because you would vomit?
I don't know. I just didn't. I just couldn't get myself to. I was just so out of it.
Interesting.
If I could go back, I probably would stay on the supplements.
Sure.
And sip on soup and things like that. And I got to where I could eat, soup and things like that. But it's fascinating how I've been taking vitamins for years. And then I get this virus and I stop.
Right.
And some of the vitamins are the very vitamins they say helps COVID.
Right.
Zinc, vitamin C,
exactly.
D.
Yep.
Yep. And I just,
but you were already taking that,
you
huh?
know, I was, but I just stopped all that when
Yeah.
I needed it most.
Right.
You know, it's just, I don't know. I just wasn't thinking, you know, it's really strange. But yeah, they just brought me that care package and it had that in there.
Yeah. Yeah. My wife's she makes all the kombucha. I have 2 glasses a day.
Wow.
I don't eat until dinner time. So I have a protein shake after workout 11:30. So in the morning, it's a glass of kombucha and a coffee. And then usually I have a glass of kombucha in the evening too. But it took me, she'd been making it for probably 3 or 4 years, honestly, before I started drinking it. I couldn't stand it.
Yeah.
Just could not stand it. And then I acquired a taste, and now I'm kind of hooked on it.
You do have to acquire a taste, I think.
It is.
It's because I grew up tasting things like that in our refrigerator. And when you did, you had to throw it out. It's like, this is turned. This is no longer good.